Do you need some energy to get through the day without relying on coffee? I got just the thing for you. It's called Neuro, and I'm partnering up with them for today's video. Neuro has gum and mints to energize, calm, and focus when you need it. They were developed by former athletes who were training at the highest level and simply didn't want to take any mysterious supplements or energy drinks when studying, training, or even going out. Instead of something sugary and ineffective, they wanted to create clean and balanced energy that could be taken anytime and anywhere. Their energy and focus formula is specially formulated with natural caffeine, theanine, and B vitamins to sustain the mental endurance necessary to maintain your focus. Their calm and clarity formula is expertly developed with GABA, vitamin D3, and L-theanine to optimize composure and clarity of mind. Their health and vitality formula is specially infused with life-enhancing, immune-boosting vitamins to help strengthen and support your body. What makes Neuro different? Neuro's gone through dozens of formulations, process, and tests to ensure that each gum and mint they make delivers on their promise of getting you in the right state at the right time. Unlike other heat-extruded gum and mints, Neuro's products are created using cold compression technology, which maintains each ingredient's bioavailability. Neuro is a clean boost of energy without the jitters of coffee or an energy drink. With so many challenges and demands, it can be really hard to stay focused, and Neuro does a great job of keeping you calm, cool, and collected. Stress, fatigue, lack of focus can all impact decision-making abilities. Recently, I had been feeling sluggish and have been distracted with everything going on in my life. These Neuro mints, however, have allowed me to stay on task and have stayed calm, cool, collected, as well as alert, and I've been able to change my approach and focus on the task at hand. Go to my sponsor link now down below, tryneurogum.com/JKB to enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it. All right, we are back. I told you I'd be back, and I am back. So welcome. Just want to shout out Young and Isaac because it's very rare while I'm watching the comments, while, I'm making my preparations and going through all, I have to have the ads, and now I have the member page show up. So when I'm going through that, I check the comments, but I very rarely just go like smiling ear to ear, not in a creepy way. But that made my day. So, appreciate you. It's awesome that I even know what's going on. I think that's, I think that's the Golden Knights game. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate you guys. I know it means a lot to some of you when I go live, and I've been trying to be more consistent with that. And I appreciate you guys being here. I know it's a holiday weekend. I'm not expecting a ton of viewers. We didn't get a ton last night. Not expecting a ton tonight, but this is more of a laid back, relaxed Q&A. You ask whatever, I'll answer. Jake Ellenbogen. How's it going, Exotic? I have the Rams winning 11 games. I assume you mean the Rams. Yeah, I have them winning 11 games. By the way, feel free to ask questions about anything. Doesn't have to be football related. Obviously, I'd like it to be a little appropriate, but I've never gotten that issue before. I've never had the issue. People normally ask good questions, and so, that's great. Yeah, it's been fun. So today I went out, and I don't know how many of you guys play Pokemon Go, but I was able to go and get a Mewtwo, and I got a Shadow Shiny Mewtwo. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I'm sorry, I don't know how to really explain it, but actually I do. So someone asked me to do a channel the other day via DMs. I don't know if they're in here, but I thought it was a decent idea. It's like, do a channel where you describe everything in football terms. And I was like, I wouldn't do a channel of that, but I might start doing like series on that. I don't know if you guys would like that, but I might start. I was also considering doing a standing show. I've always wanted to do one because, well, I have asthma, and sitting in a chair isn't the best for my lungs. It's actually better to stand. But first off, if I did that, immediately everybody would start calling me out for copying Pat McAfee with the chain and everything. But number two, I just don't have a tall enough tripod. So wow, this is one of the rare occurrences in my life where I'm too tall for something. That's funny. Rams all day. Do you plan on going to any Jets or Rams games this year? Evan, how you doing, my guy? Good question. You know, I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm planning on going to a few. I don't know if it'll end up happening. I don't know if I'm going to go to the Jets. I've talked about it to a couple Jets friends of mine. I don't know if I just kind of have taken them as more of my AFC team, if you will, a team that I like in the AFC, or if I'm going to continue covering them. I really don't know. I tried it last year. I always like trying things, and, you know, it was new and it was a little bit of a challenge. And what I found is that just the way I do the Rams coverage and how I make it so it's so Rams centric on here, because that's what gets the views. It's like, it makes it hard, because it's like, if I go live after a Jets game, you know, I'm not going to get that type of viewership. And if they're playing at the same time, you know, then, I mean, so that's really, I've tried to do both and it really hasn't worked out. So I don't know. I might go to a Jets game, Rams game. I'm looking at the Giants. I'm looking at the Ravens, and I'm looking in LA. I'd like to go to the Steelers game with my cousin. He's a huge Steelers fan, as you guys probably know him, Adam Steele. We did the AJ show together, but that's really where I'm at. Curious, Ev, are you planning on going to any games this year? I know it's not as it's not as easy as, you know, obviously my team's across the country, but my team's also playing in New York, New Jersey. And I know it's a little different for you because your team is in Indianapolis. So, yeah, curious about that. And thanks for being here, my guy. I was just talking to you. What's the latest Rams news? There's not really anything. I reported, I mean, it's already been kind of out there because I said it on live streams, but if you haven't been paying attention or just slipped your mind or whatever, I did report that the Rams are not going to have a new uniform this year. They're not going to. It was originally supposed to be last year. They pushed it back to this year, and now they're pushing it back to 2024. And that, I'll leave it at that. I know what they're going to be. I know what color, but I'm not at liberty to say. So I got to do a some tease, right? So yeah. Who do you think is going to get Q wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins? Man, who's going to get DeAndre Hopkins? That's an interesting one. I mean, I guess the Bills right now would be considered the favorite. So, I mean, I'd say the Bills are Chiefs, but I don't know. I think right now my money's on the Bills, but just because it sounds like that's the best option for him money-wise and everything. I can't say because I know what they're going to look like. I haven't seen them, but I know what colors they're going to use, so I don't know. I can't say it. I want to, but I was told I can't. So, yeah. What's up, Green Substance? Massive W. Appreciate you. Jake, my only question, are we going to Rams at Giants week 17? That's the plan. I will let you know how that goes, but I would be down to meet with anybody who goes to that game. And, yeah, I'm definitely trying to go to that game. It's earlier in the day, so I have more of a chance of going. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Exotic. Instead of Rams and Jets, maybe Rams and NFL, all teams. Well, that's kind of where I've gone. I haven't really covered the Jets in a minute. And really, this channel's been Off the Edge, Believe in Rams, Downtown Rams, and then my separate content. So really what I want to do is make this more open, right? So we have JE Lives for Q&As. So maybe Friday night and Saturday night Q&A. and then, you know, a different day or whatever, I'm talking and like breaking news and stuff. Cause like it's so much easier to go live. Plus, I've already been very honest with you guys. I record videos because I know people still like videos, but to be honest with you, I don't like recording videos. I don't like editing. I don't feel like it's my bread and butter. I feel like it's a waste of my time. I mean, if I had the money, I'd just pay somebody to edit all my videos, but I would just rather do live streams. So it's funny when I do a ton of videos and I'm slacking on the live streams because it's like it's not really indicative as to like, you know, my mindset and who I am. Because in reality, I just like interacting with people. I like talking with people. I like, you know, off the cuff. I don't want to sound robotic, you know. I feel at the end of the day, when you have, you know, and to each their own. I've said this before. People use scripts for their videos. That's totally fine. But for me, I don't like using scripts. I don't like sounding robotic. I like having bullet points if I'm doing a video. If I'm doing a live stream, it's totally off the cuff. I mean, I have computers in front of me. I have multiple screens, but I don't really need, you know, to go crazy with it. I'll look up something if I don't know it on the air, and I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't think it's any negative reflection on me, you know, just to want to get something right and not say, you know, spread fake news, so to speak. So, you know, it's the interesting thing, Jeff, because I mean, like I was saying, technically the latter is what I've been doing. There's something, I gotta tell you, I there's something where I want to get big enough to the point where I can just do whatever I want. And, you know, I don't know how far away we are from that, but the idea of being able to, you know what, I just want to do a show about the latest MCU movie or the latest horror movie or whatever. And I feel like obviously it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain, and I don't want to get burnt out. And I feel like if I'm constantly just covering the Rams, I'm going to get burnt out. You know, just full disclosure, you guys know I'm a huge Rams fan, and I've made that very known. They've been a big part of my life. I've been a fan of them since birth, essentially, following them no matter who was under center, whether it's Jeff Smoker, Scott Covington, or Matthew Stafford. But I think it's important and it's smart to keep things fresh. And if I'm just constantly putting out Rams content just because that's what gets the views and that's what brings in the dollar signs, then eventually I'm going to burn out. And what I don't want is for this to ever feel like a job, because right now it doesn't. But it could if I keep doing that. So I'm just trying to keep things fresh. I'm never just going to get rid of anything. Like, I'm not going to get rid of the Rams. If anything, I were to get rid of the coverage of the Jets, but I'm still 50-50 on that. I might not. I don't know. But, you know, it's transparent Jake over here. You're getting me at the Q&A hour, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. Who do you think will be the dark horse this season? I mean, I think it's the Lions by default. I think the Detroit Lions will play in Super Bowl, 58 this year? I think the Lions are going to play the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So it would have to be the Lions who are the dark horse, because there are people complaining that they're playing opening night against the Chiefs. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Good question, by the way. I'm looking at the section right behind the Rams players. Row 10 as low as $600 a lot for most people, but other tickets in that section are all in the thousands. Yeah, I'm not going to get anything crazy like that. I'll probably get cheap seats. It's expensive, and I mean, you know, we'll see what ends up happening when the money starts coming in for you know, the shows that I'm doing. We'll see, but as of right now, that's really expensive for me. Gotta be able to yell to the squad. I feel that. It'd be nice to be able to do that. A good idea is a bad idea if you listen to your friends. You need to experience yourself, because if it fails, that's okay. At least you tried, but never quit. Do your stand-up. Oh, yeah. No. I'm totally... I think you're talking about doing like the standing show that I've been asked to do before. Yeah, I was making a joke. I don't care who compares me or who says I'm copying who, because at the end of the day, most of the stuff I'm doing is not copying anybody. You know, I'm taking bits and pieces, but it's not by design. It's just natural at this point, you know. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to Matthew here. It does say that. Platinum member for 20 months. So Matthew, really do appreciate you supporting me as always. It's great to catch you live, I guess, is what I would say. You've been a really key supporter for my channel. And, while you're on the channel page at the beginning, I still don't think that does it justice. And I'm still trying to get better at these guest things. Eventually, at some point, when I figure out a routine and I get myself together, because I think it's just, there's a lot of different things that you go through as a content creator that I think just people don't understand. I think the problem is the mainstream content creators, when they start comparing it to fighting in World War II or whatever, that's insensitive and insane. But for me, if you want to just hear an honest, opinion, is that content creating is not easy. I know sometimes I make it look easy because I put out a lot of content, but it's not easy. Okay. You don't want to be repetitive. You don't want to talk in circles. And there's still times where you will be repetitive and you will talk in circles, and you'll go back and you'll be like, oh, that was contradictory to a point that I made a few months ago. But I try to stay consistent. I try to be open. I try to engage. I try to, talk with you guys as much as I can. I try to be better. I don't think I'm the best streamer. I don't think I'm the best YouTuber, but I try my best, and I feel like I've gotten better and better each year. And, I think really what it comes down to is, I'm just going to keep doing this. And eventually I think we're really going to hit a spike where, especially the thing that's really exciting is the Off the Edge. If you guys haven't checked that out, that show I do with Cam, that's on TV right now. Okay. So that's starting to gain some steam. We're really excited about the future of that. And when, the season picks up, I think that thing is going to absolutely blow up. And the whole point is that you don't want to be pigeonholed in just one niche, right? Because when you're pigeonholed in one niche, you're stuck there, and there is a limit. But if you don't have a pigeonholed niche, then the sky's the limit. So what I mean by that is, again, I'm always going to cover the Rams because I love doing it. But eventually, I want to get to the point where, I could do whatever I want. And I think I'll get there. I know I'll get there. I just don't know when that'll be. But man, I'm not going to lie. It would be freaking cool if I could jump on here and just say, you know what? I have something on my mind. I believe that this uniform sucks. Okay. And I just talk about this like shitty uniform for an hour and I get 40,000 views or something like that, because I see it all the time. You have like these giant YouTubers that'll put "hey" as the title of their video, and it blows up because they've just gotten big enough where everyone's just like, oh my God, he said "hey," hey, that's, we want to get to that level. And I think we will someday. I wouldn't count us out quite yet. There better be yellow and black with a hint of blue. I don't know. How are you feeling about the colors they are going to use? I love them. I think I love them. Yeah, I would say I love them, but I'm not going to say what. The Off the Edge show is honestly great, super underrated. Thank you so much, Exotic. We put a lot of effort into that, and it's been just so much fun. And keep in mind, guys, we're just scratching the surface. Eventually, we're going to get guests. We're going to get marquee guests on both shows. We're going to get guests on Believe in Rams. We're going to get guests on Off the Edge. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited about, what I'm going to do with Alexis Craft and Downtown Rams and the Downtown Rams Network channel. I think that really has a lot of potential as the ESPN. I don't know why that keeps doing that. I turned off the sound of my iPad and it keeps doing that. But anyway, let's see. I think the best lineup online is Jackson, Avila, Allen, Shelton, and Rob. That sounds very accurate to what we're probably going to see. It's between Shelton and Bruss, I believe. Keep me posted, even if it were in different sections. Would love to meet you in person. That'd be awesome. Also thinking of staying in New York to see the ball drop. We'll see. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm actually, so I found out I'm going to New York City again. Or not again, but I'm going to a concert again. I'm actually going to 2 concerts, same band, back-to-back nights. I'm going to see Paramore. So excited for that. I haven't seen them in quite a bit, but they're a great band. Their new record came out this year. It's great. Big fan of Haley Williams. So first it was Foo Fighters. Now it's Paramore. I think we're in concert season, folks. I think we're in concert season. So I'm seeing Avenged Sevenfold next month. I'm seeing Fall Out Boy down the road. And then hopefully my favorite band will tour around here later on in the year, Starset. If you guys have never heard of them, check them out. They're cinematic rock. They're probably, they're nothing like anything you've probably ever heard. Let's see. How do you think the league will go about taunting calls this year? I remember especially early in the last season, it was an issue for us fans. Good question. I'm not really sure. I'm also not really sure why my Apple Watch continues to restart. It's really annoying. I keep watching this thing. It's like, bruh. First off, you tried to figure, or what was it, last night? It was trying to teach me, I don't know, it was something ridiculous. But yeah, I hope this Apple Watch didn't just die. Like, it's not going to be able to be used or whatever. I don't know. It just keeps resetting, so that's not good. Let's see. Do I think the Heat will blow it? Well, I do not, actually. I think the Celtics might win another game, but I don't see the Heat blowing a 3-0 lead. Again, 150 all time. I just don't see it. 20 months, yeah, big time. Shane, Jake, what's your relationship status? If single, do you plan on getting in a relationship anytime soon? Shane, this is a great question. I love this because, I try to keep it honest, try to keep it open, try to keep it transparent. No, I'm not in a relationship. I haven't been in one in a minute. The last one I was dating this girl. I won't name her name, but I was dating this girl, and the reason I'm not gonna name her name is because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've probably said it before. I'll say it again. She didn't believe in anything I was doing, which I think for you to go into a relationship and to bring in someone in your life that currently isn't in it, and potentially you're taking a risk. Like, hey, am I going to waste all this time on somebody that doesn't mean anything? And sure enough, I did, because I started hanging out with her and got close, and then I think really what ended up happening was she just didn't respect what I was doing, and she didn't take my my battle with depression seriously. And I said I was going to quit my full-time job. As you guys know, I used to do that call center job, and I hated it, and I was getting to the point where I'm like, I'm really not in a good spot. And I was in a relationship. Well, relationships aren't everything, because like I was not in a good spot. Mentally, emotionally, or physically. And basically, I kind of reached out and was like, hey, I'm going to need somebody to lean on, because I'm going through it. My parents have been really supportive and so forth, but I'm going to need somebody to lean on. And, she kind of just took it as like, yeah, I just don't think you're serious. And, you're going to quit your job while I'm working my tail off, and you're going to go quit your job and, do some hobby or whatever. And I just don't think she understood like what we're building here. And I mean, I guess that's ignorance, but my thing is, if someone's not willing to bet on you, to give you the time of day, if you ask somebody like, hey, can you check out my video? I just want to get your thoughts. And they just never check it out, I mean, then they're really not worth your time, right? And so, she said that I was a loser for quitting my job and focusing on this. And yeah, I haven't had a girlfriend since. I haven't gone on a date since. I've come close. And it's funny, 2 weeks ago, I was very close to going on a date with this girl. Just was talking with her on Hinge. And, she was cute. It was nothing against her. But I had that crazy allergic reaction I told you guys about. Like, I took Tylenol, and my whole body was like rashes and hives. And, I'm still getting over that. I'm feeling almost 100%. Getting back to the gym is what I want to do, because I was in the gym phase again, and I was excited, and I was feeling good about myself. And then that happens. So I don't know. I think that was just God sign, just telling me like straight up, yeah, you know what? I like your interest there. I like the effort. I like showing the motivation, but don't dive in quite yet. That's what I took it. Because, I mean, you know, I'm not in any hurry. I'm focusing on me. And I feel like until you've figured yourself out, you can't really share yourself with anyone else. So that's where I'm at right now. So to be like honest, transparent, yes, I've had girlfriends in the past. No, I don't have one now. And that's by choice. I really just haven't been dating. I've been on a women hiatus, and I've been asked out, believe it or not. I've actually said no because I've just been focusing so much on myself. And I think it's something that I took for granted early on, you know, after I graduated high school. I had this mindset. This is super ignorant, so just bear with me. I never understood people who had depression, anxiety. Like, I never got it, right? Because I never understood how, like, you couldn't just pretend, or you couldn't just make yourself want to get up in the morning, or you couldn't just make yourself want to be happy, until I started to experience it. And then I realized, you know what? This sucks. Like, the idea of being stuck in your bed, you know, even with what I'm doing, there'll be days where I'm literally in my bed all day. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens every now and then. And I feel better about myself because those days I'm still able to put out a video, or I'm able to do 2 shows or whatever. And that makes me feel good. But even still, it's not great. You don't want to be in bed all day. You know, you don't want to be depressed. But I think it's important because I've noticed more and more, I think there's more depression. I think there's more anxiety out there. I think a lot of it has to do with COVID. I think a lot of it has to do with being locked down. A lot of it has to do with, everyone getting cliquey again, social anxiety. Yeah, I've seen it. Everyone's really cliquey around the bars that I go to. I mean, I don't go much. I'm not a heavy drinker or anything like that. But when I would go out and meet new people, it's like high school again. Like, everyone has their cliques, and I think a lot of it has to do with the COVID pandemic because, I think people are more focused on being comfortable. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of ranting, but it's a lot. And so that's kind of me right now. But yeah, I love those questions because that starts a giant discussion and everything. That's what it's all about, Jake. Keep up the hustle. Shane S. with the personal question. I like it. Shane, great question. That was my favorite question so far. Jake is a natural with a ton of talent and headroom. Appreciate you. Matthew, thank you so much for the 20, man. I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we got Stafford, but I would be happy for Goff and always want him to be successful. I mean, yeah, I think, Goff is, I think we're looking at a rare win-win trade. We saw that it doesn't happen very often. Like a true win-win trade. The last one we saw was Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs, right? This win-win trade is that the Rams get Matthew Stafford, win the Super Bowl, and they complete their, all-in phase. And we'll see how many Super Bowls they win with Stafford. Maybe they win 1 more, 2 more, 3 more. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is a short-term pain for a long-term gain. Maybe they're the next dynasty. I don't know. But on the other hand, Jared Goff and the Lions, they should be one of the favorites in the NFC. And that's a good thing because that's a rare win-win trade based on all the picks that they've had and Goff. So, No, definitely not. W. Yeah, we're on TV. I don't know the exact, I mean, I don't know all the networks. I'm trying to remember. It's on our, God, I can't even think right now. Linktree. So it's on our Linktree, but yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Very important to get that show to blow up. And I mean, as of right now, it's like there's consistency and then there's not consistency. There's people that do Rams content during the season only, but you know, we're all season, baby. I'm not going to stop. So appreciate you, Isaac. So I haven't seen the uniforms. I know the color, and I like the color. That's all I'm going to say. What's up, HD? Yeah, I'm live again. I'm trying to be more consistent, you know? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yes, Haley Williams' voice is awesome. No, I don't think so either. Exotic, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's the Jake Ellenbogen channel, and you guys support me, and I appreciate that. And you guys know I'm a Rams fan, but this backdrop is exactly what I am as a person. I like doing multiple things. I got the Rams, I got the Jayhawks, I got Michael Myers, I got, oh my God, I cannot do this. I got, I'm going to break my arm. Spider-Man, Rams helmet, behind it's the Jets helmet. So, yes, it represents that football being 3 pieces of, say, my 7-8 piece, you know, backdrop shows you that football is the main thing. But it's not the only thing. And you guys might not know this, but for a little bit, I was doing MCU videos and going all out on the editing and everything and doing a breakdown of every episode and a reaction. Like Loki, right? Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision. Like, I was doing those. And it just, the problem is, it's just not going to do well on this channel. It's just not. So I got to get to the point where I'm big enough where I can do whatever I want. And hopefully that's soon. Yeah, it's crazy. I did see that. I mean, that was awesome. I'm really happy, you know, he was able to do that. Just such a sad thing with Taylor, you know, I'm not going to lie. My first reaction when the Foo Fighters came on and they were playing Rescued, which is basically about Taylor Hawkins, most of this record is, I got emotional. I was fighting back tears. I told you guys, I don't really cry very often. You know, I mean, I think the last time I truly cried was after I lost my grandpa. But yeah, I don't cry very often. And that I was fighting back tears. It was weird not seeing Taylor behind the kit. But I will say Josh Freese did a great job. And I'm excited to see what he does because, you know, it's a different drummer. He's not playing it the same as Taylor. He has his own sound. Some people like it. Some people have a problem with it. Personally, I think, you know, if he wants to make it his own, then that's fine. I mean, you know, I don't hate that. So, you know, Josh Freese is incredible, but yeah, I definitely, and the Taylor stuff just bothers me to no end because it's like, you know, what happened? We don't even know what happened. It bothers me, you know, just really upsetting. And, you know, you got to be careful with those world tours. I'm not trying to be against any country or anything like that, but, you know, the problem is you don't know like what you're dealing with. If you don't know the surrounding area, right? You know, the thing that's so scary is that, you know, you have all these stories and everything and, you know, attaching Ryzen or whatever, Ryzen, I think it is, to mail, like trying to poison people with, you know, by the touch, you know, that stuff freaks me out. So I don't know. I've heard stories and I'm not against world tours, but I'm just saying I'm a little, I don't know. I'm not trying to get like conspiracy-esque, but I don't feel good about what happened. Well, I definitely don't feel good that Taylor's not with us anymore, but I don't know. It never felt right for me. It just never felt right. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks, Substance. Yeah, I think the important thing is we can all learn, if somebody doesn't want to work as hard as you or wants to crap on what you're doing, let them do that. That's up to them, man. That's up to them. But you focus on the mission, because all these people are distractors to your mission. And I just wasn't going to allow that to happen. Jake, back in the day, I was talking about this, and I feel like, when there was a few years ago, not a few years, it was a while ago. It was like, yeah, I just didn't have I didn't end well at one of my jobs. I don't feel like they really treated me well. There were some great people at this job. But I had this great boss, I still stay in contact with to a degree. She follows me on everything. She supports me, all that. But then I got switched to another boss who, I'm not going to mince words when I say I thought this guy was an idiot. I thought he had no idea what he was doing. If I told him, if he, approached me, said, "Hey, I saw your live stream and then I saw what you said," I'd be like, did I lie? I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I needed that moment. And this is my job before the call center job, because that was the moment I was able to grow up and start really seeing, okay, treat your elders with respect and all that, right? Respect your elders. That's a big thing they teach you. But what they don't teach you is that your elders can also be dumb. They can also act like children. And I feel like that was a really good point in my life where I realized not everybody's perfect. And just because you grew up and just because you're an adult doesn't mean you actually grew up and doesn't mean you actually act like an adult. And being around that, I think, prepared me for the rest of my life. Because now it's like, all right, I've seen it. I've seen it go south, And so, you learn your lessons. And I think that was just one of those things where Jake, innocent Jake, down to earth Jake, although I'm still down to earth, but, like innocent, happy-go-lucky Jake that's, doesn't understand the way things work. Like, he was gone after that. Like, Jake was edgy. Jake had an edge, because if you want to, you want to survive in this world, you got to have some sort of an edge. It doesn't mean being a dick. It doesn't mean you want to be a jerk for no reason, but you got to have an edge. You can't let people treat you like shit. And so, yeah, I developed that edge, and it's served me well. It's like armor, If you don't have armor and somebody stabs you or whatever, well, you're going to wish that you had armor, right? Now I have that armor, so to speak. So if you already know how bad people can be, also how good people can be, you don't experience surprises. If you don't experience surprises, you're going to know how to navigate a situation better. So, but I don't want to compare that guy to somebody that's like evil. I thought he was a loser and didn't, he didn't respect me. And, there were some things that went down, and, I've moved on. All part of the plan. You do you, Jake. Swollenbogen. Oh God, that's still a thing. I've been there, and you are exactly right. COVID really made everybody kind of change. Yeah, and some change for the better. But this is my biggest issue. I got pushback on Twitter, and the big reason is because everyone tries to make everything about politics on Twitter, if you haven't noticed. And I don't think it was political. The fact that we called that political, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, my biggest concern was that we're going to stay locked down too much. These local businesses aren't going to be able to recover because, the PPP loan or whatever it is was being handed out to big companies and not the small companies, that literally the purpose of the loans, the small business loans, were for small businesses. So they were getting completely screwed over. They were forced to shut down. You had people like, depression was starting to run rampant, anxiety, suicide, alcoholism, all that. So, I think like COVID really made everybody kind of change. Some for the better, some for the worse. And so, I think at the end of the day, that's not really political. I think it's just being honest. Like, hey, like I felt like, you can't have it both ways. And I'm glad we've gotten back to reality, because if we were still locked down and everything, if we were still, wearing hazmat suits and triple masking and everything, we'd have other underlying issues. Like if you don't go out enough, if you don't experience those vitamins, if you don't go out enough, you are going to kill your immune system, which is going to then make you more susceptible to getting sick. So I think that was an issue for a while. I will say we have honey badgers now, a little different, right? Not quite talking about sickness and everything, but we have honey badgers now in upstate New York. I don't know how they got here, but I'll tell you that, we have all of a sudden, I saw the other day that in my area, there's this spider that can kill you with one bite. And I'm like, you know what? This is what happened when you had all those people outside. Not outside. You have all these people inside, locked down and everything. And now you have these new bugs and these insects and these animals that are in new spots because it disrupted their habitat in a way that you wouldn't expect. So there's always things that happen. You can't act like, okay, this happens. What's the reaction? And, I think, during that whole pandemic, it wasn't just us humans. It was animals. It was insects, and it's vegetation, things like that. I mean, interesting when you really think about it. But again, that's not political. Like, I didn't agree with having lockdowns forever. There are people that never wanted to come outside again. I mean, what is that called? Vitamin D deficiency? That's not going to be good for you. You don't want deficiencies. So, yeah, just not going to go too much into that, or otherwise YouTube will probably flag me. Rams should sign D-Hop. They don't have enough money, and he wouldn't want to go there. He wants a big deal, and he wants to go to one of his 5 teams that he mentioned. Bryce Ford Wheaton. I'll look that up for you, because we on this show like to know what we're dealing with. Bryce Ford Wheaton. How we doing? Bryce Ford Wheaton, 23 years old, New York Giants. There we go. To answer your question. I haven't watched DeAndre Square because I'm waiting for training camp. That way I have an idea of who's actually going to be on the roster, because if they're going to cut any of these guys before training camp, I'm not going to waste my time watching more tape and, just tiring myself out. That's fair. I mean, that makes sense. Grayscale. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Yeah, no to D-Hop. I agree with you. No, I wouldn't. I mean, he's not going to go there, so. Let's see. That is a fact. Age doesn't always equate to wisdom. Absolute fact. Very interesting show, by the way. I didn't go in with a plan. I know that is pretty much what won the topic thing, but that wasn't, I was trying to get a suggestion, and I appreciate you guys voting in that poll, so don't think like I wasn't looking, but I know the Q&A didn't win, but I was like, you know what? I think we should do a Q&A. It's been a minute. I think Q&As are dope, and I think people appreciate it, so that's what we did. We're doing a Q&A right now. It did not win the poll, though. But the poll was to give me ideas, because I was not sure going into this what I wanted to do. And then I started making the graphic, and I was like, you know what? I want to do Q&A, and I want to do this more. I want to talk more. I want to be more, transparent. I'm down to earth, man, You guys want to have a normal conversation, I'm down for it. It doesn't have to be about football. It doesn't have to be about any specific topic. We can talk about mental health. I deal with it. So, not saying we have to, but I'm saying like we've been doing. We were talking about COVID. I know it's a sensitive topic. I know YouTube is, they take certain liberties against talking about that. But I don't know. I think as long as you're respectful, then it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, I mean, I think really I would have Shelton over Allen, and that would be my top offensive line. So you have Alec Jackson, you have Avila, you have Shelton. Then at right guard, you would have, I think Bruss would probably make the most sense. And then right tackle, you have Havenstein. Yeah, I mean, and I don't have any issue with people talking about politics. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that, and this is just my opinion, so don't take this for a fact or don't take this offensively. At the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to be able to change anything about what's going on. It doesn't mean I'm not going to vote because I voted in every election, but I don't think I'm going to change it because I think the powers that be are way too strong. I mean, when you look, there are all these big names in politics, and what happens is once you have, you know, you have your foot in the door in the Fed, right? So you work in the Fed for a few years, you're gonna get those side gigs, if you will. You're gonna get those favors, right? And I'm not talking like a sinister favor, but it might make your new startup company might kill it because now you have funding, you know, stuff like that. And so I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, I'm not really able to change anything like that. And politics, there's a lot of nepotism involved. But, you know, it's definitely there. I'll talk a little bit about it, but I won't get too much into it, you know, like the way I just talked about it, because this is not a political channel and will never be. I don't agree with most people because, you know, I have a different view on government as a whole, and I have a different view on the free market and capitalism and why capitalism is demonized when in reality I just think that capitalism works. I just don't think that this is a true capitalistic society because it's not. You know, you have antitrust laws. We've seen it with, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Live Nation Ticketmaster and those lawsuits, but we have those antitrust laws, and then you have the people that are supposed to be, you know, the ones that are going to abide by those trust laws. They're going to enforce it, and they get paid under the table by, you know, private interests and all that, and nothing gets done. And so in reality, no, we don't have that free market. We do, but it's not run the way it should be. Antitrust laws are supposed to help the consumer, but in reality, we don't do anything to really help the consumer. I don't have to tell you guys that. I'm just preaching to the choir because you guys already know. But anyway, enough about politics. Let's see. That's true. Yes, I can't wait for that game. I don't know when it's coming out, but that is the one game that I'm dying to play. What Insomniac Games has done with my favorite character, like I love Spider-Man. I have a freaking mask in the background to prove it. I swear to God, Spider-Man games are so much fun. But when I played the Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man, then I played the Miles Morales game, no, it is so good. And the second one I think is going to be awesome because you can go between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. You can play as both. So that's really cool. Almost instant switching, if you will. The atmosphere recovered a lot from COVID due to factories being shut down. That's true. So there's the point. So there's good things that happen, and then there's bad things that happen. And that's one of the good things. Jake, I am 58. Best advice I can give you is be as helpful to others when you can, but also look after yourself first. Also, you find out who your true friends are when you are at rock bottom. I've experienced that, and I agree. Everything you said is spot on. Absolutely. You know, I think it's one thing to want to help everybody, but if you can't help yourself, then you're not going to put yourself in a position to be able to help anybody, right? So you got to be careful with that. No, I absolutely agree with you. Good question, Fernando. I think they would give Bennett a run if Stafford, say after this year he retires. I think they'd give Bennett the run and maybe draft a quarterback to compete with him, but I think he'd be the starter. More likely, I'd say 11-6 is more likely than 6-11. I think they're going to be better than people think. I really believe that. Third string quarterback would be Brett Rippon. No, I'd have Shelton at center and Bruss at right guard. That's what I was saying. Thank you, Shane. Yeah, I love doing the Q&As. So I figured it was, and I feel it's funny. I had a topic at hand yesterday, and it's a holiday weekend, and I had the topic of Cooper Kupp. It's a Rams topic. Rams videos do well on the channel, and I think we have more viewers than I did last night. So I don't know. I'm just saying, folks. It's really interesting. Bruss had such a leader feel about him. Seeing him at practice when he was out there got me hyped. I'm hearing good things about him. He is out there, by the way. I don't think they're going to go after DeAndre Hopkins, no, because he doesn't want to be there. He has 5 teams in mind, and that's really it. We are all just a guy. Yes. We are all Jags. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but as of right now, I think they intend to go into the season like this. So, GG gambling, I think really what I would say is that Hopkins, even if they wanted him, he wants to go to one of those 5 teams, whether it's the Eagles or the Bills or the Chiefs or the Ravens, and I forget the other team. He is dead set on that. Like, he's not going to go to another team. I mean, maybe if you gave him a boatload of cash, but the Rams don't have a boatload of cash to give. He could, but I'm not expecting him to. I think Puka Nacua is going to pass him, and I think he's probably going to be fighting for his life on the roster. He might get cut. He might just be a training camp guy, not training camp, a special teams guy. We'll see, but McCutcheon's going to have to really carve out a role, whether it's a special teamer, a returner, whatever. He's going to need to do the little things to get on this roster because it's not looking good for him, in my opinion. I think when they drafted Nacua, if they keep 6, he makes it. If they keep 5, which I believe they will, he does not make it. So I would actually attempt to give Stetson a chance if he had D-Hop and Kupp together. Yes, I'm going to see the new Spider-Man movie next week. Yep. That's what I'm doing. Oh, so I don't know how long you've been here, Exotic. My apologies, but I actually have done playthroughs on this channel, all the recent Resident Evil ones. So not true, actually. Just Biohazard and the newest one. Village? Yeah, Village. So I did those 2. And did I do another horror game? Did I play another horror game, guys? Oh, geez. Do you know? I'll look up playlists and see gaming because I've already forgotten. Straight up, like I don't remember. I played Elden Ring, but that's not horror. Although some of it, man, the jump scares and things, and it's pretty gothic, man. Like I played Arkham Knight, I guess. It's a full playthrough playlist, but I definitely didn't get through the full thing. I played Madden franchise, 2 videos. Detroit Become Human, I played the full thing. Full playthrough of Detroit Become Human. I played Resident Evil 2, played Village, Biohazard. That's it. That's it. So, yeah. That's what I've done so far. Any game with spiders is a horror game, so I guess Harry Potter is a horror game. Oh, man, I hate him. The other day, I forget who was telling me you can't be afraid of spiders and be a man. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not a man. And that's okay. Because if I'm not allowed to be scared of spiders, then I don't know. Spiders are horrifying. You should not like spiders. Yeah, no, that would be something. Ugh. I've played Harry Potter a decent amount, or the Hogwarts game. I played it a decent amount on here, I think. I'm thinking we're going to go live tonight in game, if that's cool with anybody. I think we're going to play Jedi Survivor, since I haven't started it yet. So I think that's what we're going to do. I have not seen Starship Troopers. The Barry finale, the end of Barry, if anybody watched it on HBO, highly recommend it if you don't, is tomorrow. So I cannot wait for that. I have kind of an idea of how I feel like it's going to end up, but man, it's going to be sad. I played Dead by Daylight. I ended up uninstalling it because I feel like, I don't know. I don't really like I don't know. I like free flow. And what I mean by that is, like, big thing for me, like when I was playing those WWE games back in the day, I love just punching animations and kicking and just like the spear and things like that. I like doing the Hurricane Ranas live, in real time, jumping off the turnbuckle, doing the springboards, things like that. But the animations, if they're not fast, it just, I don't know. The really slow animations, which is like everything is so predetermined, like that's my biggest turnoff when it comes to Dead by Daylight. It's like the same animations. It's the same thing. I feel like if they had like a free flow method where, you could slash at guys and like you always have to bring them over to the hook and then throw them on the hook. And I don't know. It's just, it becomes super lather, rinse, repeat. And that's just not something a horror game should be. Personally, I think the best, the guys that get the horror game done the right way, in my mind, the perfect horror game setup is Resident Evil, because it's eerie, it's jump scares, it's action, it's suspense, it's knives, it's guns, and the characters are so horrifying looking. It's just, I think Resident Evil does the best, personally. Another one that's great is Outlast. Now, I won't play Outlast because there's a lot of M-rated stuff on there that will get me demonetized. I'm not about to get demonetized for having 6 people live watching me do a live stream. No offense to you guys. I'm just not about to do that. So that's why I don't play Outlast. Yeah, no, that's also true. And I'm excited for that. Definitely excited for that. And, I was just talking to my buddy Michael the other day, and huge Rams fan. He's been on here, Michael King. If he's there, Michael King, you're the man. We were talking about how awesome this preseason is going to be. And I know I say this every year. It sounds like a broken record, but the Rams preseason is going to be fun. I mean, they have Stetson Bennett, who could start the entire game. We'll see what ends up happening. You got Zach Evans at running back. Wide receiver, you're probably going to have Puka Nacua out there. You might have Tutu Atwell. Probably not, but it'll probably be Puka Nacua and Lance McCutcheon and some of the other guys. Then at tight end, Hunter Long, he's never played a snap for the Rams. Why would you have him sit when he's not a starter, right? So he'll probably get some snaps starting, in preseason. And I think you got to play the whole offensive line except for Havenstein. So play the whole offensive line, good offensive line, Bennett, Evans, Nacua. I mean, defense is going to be full of guys because you can't just, this guy's going to be our starter, so we're going to sit him. No. You got to get those guys reps. You got to get, guys like Jason Taylor the second reps. You got to get guys like Travius Hodges-Tomlinson reps. You got to get guys like Kobe Turner reps. So it's going to be a fun preseason, I think. And I don't know what we're going to do for it, but I want to do something special. Do a live hangout sesh. That'd be cool. It's harder because I have to stream the game, but, I'm just waiting for fiber, guys. I see the frames drop every now and then, and I'm like, man, we used to be perfect 60 frames all the time. and I do get frame droppages, and it's annoying. So I'm ready for the fiber. Green light. I don't know where you are. I'm gonna look you up right now, actually. Green light. Let's see. Where are you at, green light? Where are you at? Give me my fiber. Man, there's like nothing new. They cut costs on it too. Man, it's even cheaper now. Oh. It's not in my area though. Yeah, I need that fiber, guys. When I get that fiber, I'll get a new interface switcher. I don't even know what I'm saying. And I will stream in 4K. That's next step. Is it overkill? Yes, but it's overkill because you guys deserve the overkill. Does that make sense? So we'll be streaming in 4K when we have that. And that might not be for another year or two, but when I have fiber internet and I don't have to worry about the slow ass Wi-Fi. 4K, baby. You will see every single skin cell on my face. But no, in all honesty though, I'm really excited about that. Not the skin cell part, but just, stepping up the game. That's what it's all about, Who is the clear-cut number 2 team in the NFC with the Eagles being number 1? D-Hop might see the Eagles have an easier path. The Lions, I would say, are number 2 for me. I have the Lions having the number 1 seed at the end of the year, but that's just me. If the Rams added anybody, the only name I was told was John Johnson. So take it for what you will. Take it with a grain of salt. Madden isn't a horror game. It's just a horrible game. Yeah. I've not seen Starship Troopers. No, I haven't seen a lot of movies, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't need to. I'll have people hating on me for the movies I haven't seen. I got bored after a bit too. They need more, and it could be great. Being raised in the South, I can take spiders, snakes, gators, but a wasp will make me run and scream like a girl. Yeah, man, those wasps are dangerous. I've stepped on one before. Not fun. Appreciate you, Jake. Taking the time to stream shows you care about the content we want. I try, JP. I try. Thank you. You're welcome. The ghouls in Fallout get me every time. Oh my God. I almost knocked my glasses off. Nothing beats, if you play Fallout, then you know what I'm about to say. Nothing beats hearing, I want to set the world on fire by the ink spots, right? So it's this old school music or just any of those like eerie, 40s music, 50s, whatever. And while they're playing this happy-go-lucky music that's super eerie, you hear, like, it's just like, and then they run, and you can hear the footsteps. Dude, the feral ghouls in Fallout are literally the worst. They're worse than anything. Like, I don't care. Speaking of video games, I don't know how many of you are Metal Gear Solid fans, but no judging against my parents right now. My first ever rated M game I beat when I was a little kid, yes, I said little kid, was Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. And it was the third one, and it was a prequel, to Solid Snake. Everyone knows Solid Snake. This was, I totally, Big Boss. So Big Boss is who you play as, and this is one of the greatest games ever. I mean, it's espionage, it's CQC, just all sorts of just awesome mechanics, but it was so ahead of its time. It was super long, and it had a what was it? It had a mechanic where you could literally hunt, and I'm hoping they bring it back because you would have to hunt for you'd have to stay alive because you're basically like James Bond, but you're out in the 70s and you're in the middle of the jungle essentially. So you'd have to eat snakes, snake eater, but you'd have to, do all sorts of hunting. And it was one of those games, PS2, I believe. It was just so fun. And now it's coming to PS5, and I don't know when it'll be. It'll be on Xbox as well as I think PC, but I'm very excited for that. So I don't know if anybody saw that, but that remake is going to slap. This is going to be a preseason where we see if Sean McVay drafted 4 stars or 4 mez, and some filler. 4K, oh yeah, you know it. Just wait till we get something like smell, a vision. We can smell every time you fart. Just kidding. Yeah, that would be weird. Worst nightmare? Anything having to do with spiders. Anything having to do with spiders. Worst nightmare. I don't know what that is, but my favorite band has a song called Telescope. That's all I got. Yeah, I don't know what that is, unfortunately. What's up, Ruiz? Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, I think we'll play that later tonight. I also want to eat because I love eating. But yeah, I think we'll get that set up. Steelers record prediction. I mean, I haven't really looked at the schedule, but and I already probably have a record. You know what? I actually have it saved, I think. Yeah, I think I have it saved. Let's see. One second. I'm going to find this. Let's see. No, bookmarks. There we go. Receipts. Twitter. And I guess I didn't put. No, I don't think they're getting Hopkins, Kevin. Okay, so we'll go to playoff predictors. Not playoff picture, playoff predictors. There we go. Okay, I'll log into my account, and I'll tell you exactly what I think the Steelers are going to do. Because I picked every game. I forgot to mention that. Good God, man. Never saves my password, really. Dear Lord. Invalid login attempt. Oh, good God, man. This should not be this difficult to log in. There we go. It's lagging, though. Trying to find the... All right, let's go to football. NFL 2023 season. All this to answer a question. Let's see. It didn't log me in. What the hell? All right, I'm just going to say this right now. I believe I had them winning 12 games. Yeah, I believe I had them winning 12 games, Exotic. I think they're going to be really good. I think they'll be fighting for that division. So, Darius, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 50. I really appreciate that, my guy. That's freaking awesome. Yo, what's good, Jake and Ramley? Been a minute since I caught a live stream. Well, hey, man, always a pleasure having you. Really appreciate you, supporting the channel. Yeah. Dang, money bags, Darius. Appreciate it, Jake. Darius got the bread to spread. Yeah, Darius, that is so kind of you. And it really, really helps the channel. So it helps me. So really appreciate you there. And yeah, Darius, I know you jump into a lot of the, like when I do the gaming streams. So I just want to let you know in case you missed earlier. I'm planning on going live again later on, maybe around midnight. So about an hour from now, a little bit over an hour. And we're going to play the new Star Wars game because I have not started it yet. And I was like, let's do that. Let's start it. So yeah, appreciate you, my guy. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day, don't you? Nice. What kind of Burger King did you get? Yeah, I'm so over, man. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I know what you mean. It doesn't matter if it's a MacBook Pro. It doesn't matter if it's an iPad Pro. It doesn't matter if it's on my, whatever, HP. If I ask you to save the password, I feel like they never save it. Or they save the wrong password. It's so frustrating. Yeah. Oh my God. I know exactly what you mean, Matthew. That is so frustrating. Yeah. I love that that arm sleeve he's got. By the way, did you guys see Van Jefferson? He's confirmed for 1,200 yards this year because he's got that awesome black arm sleeve on. Don't mind me. I'm a sucker for the arm sleeve. I think it looks awesome. The shooter sleeve. The NBA shooter sleeve always looked really dope. But then when it came to the NFL, it just looks different, man. Stafford looks way more badass with that arm sleeve. No one can tell me otherwise. I'm very concerned about my my Apple Watch because it keeps resetting. Let's see if I can. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to get carpal tunnel holding it that way. This is so frustrating. It keeps resetting, so I don't know what to do. I mean, it's just like, dude. Just like let it die? Like what? I don't know what's going on. Well, on this channel, we learn what's going on. So let's see. Why does my Apple Watch continue to turn on and off? How to fix. It's another one of those hardware issues or software issues. Awesome. May start occurring after an upgrade or yeah, this is why I don't update. This is literally why I don't update. The update it asked me to do on the iPad literally just made it do the same thing on the iPad the other day. Don't get me wrong. I love Apple, but good God, this is just not acceptable. Dude. Like, Maybe if I hold it at the camera, it'll do something I'm so done. It's so frustrating, man. Van Jefferson does have that drip. Well, I mean, hey, that's what I'm doing, so I can't hate on you. If your device shows one of the behaviors above, you should try the following suggestions in the order given below. Troubleshoot your Apple Watch. It happens. Sometimes you restart your watch accidentally when you are wearing it too close to your hand. Your hand may push the buttons. If this is the case, you can open your watch orientation. Okay, that's not it. Maybe I should unpair it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's still, it's just doing it over and over and over again. Incredibly annoying. I don't even want to see it. Like, I'm going to cover it up because it's just annoying, man. All right. Out of sight, out of mind, right? We'll figure it out later. Hey, what do you guys think about the thumbnail? I was trying to have something more fresh, something clean, something sleek, something different. But I wanted to make that like what I use when I go live. Because I don't want to do thumbnails anymore of just like make it look like a regular video. Then I feel like I'm being disingenuous. I want people to realize like, oh, hey, this is a live stream. Sick. And I did a poll on Twitter. Oh, the regular themed video thumbnail won. So I don't know. That's fascinating. Dude, I hate these updates at this point. My phone works fine. My iPad works fine. My Apple Watch worked fine. And then these updates come out and it's like, yeah, we just totally ruined your product. Like, thank you. Really appreciate that. Yup. No, you're right. It's like one of the latest models of the Apple Watch. Not quite the newest one, but don't sleep on the king. They hating in Florida. Yeah, arm sleeve's just different. Arm sleeve definitely intensifies on-field performance. It's just, guys, the arm sleeve is real. It's funny. I couldn't wait. So back when I was in high school, we had the dodgeball tournament, and I was so hyped because I couldn't justify getting a shooter sleeve. I don't play basketball. I was just going to the YMCA and play with my buddies. And I finally got the shooter sleeve, and I felt like I was invincible, and I got two people out. I was dodging left and right. Like, I remember that day, man. I justified getting that Nike shooter sleeve. I made such a big deal about it. Oh, my God. We can't handle the swag, man. If Cooper Kupp were to rock a shooter sleeve, oh, all bets are off. All bets are off. Bet against Cooper Kupp at your own risk. You know what? You're smart. I need to drain the battery. I'm just going to let it die. Why'd you have to go and let it die? So I decided, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I had people randomly start subscribing to me on Twitter. It's $2.99 a month. Don't feel like you have to do it. But I was asked by people who were subscribing to me. I was like, hey, can you want to do this? You want to do that? Someone wanted to subscribe to me. Hey, do you think you could put this on there? And while I will say I'm not going to be writing any articles anytime soon, I was considering the idea of doing that newsletter. So I might do the newsletter for the premium Twitter and just have like giant posts. Have the newsletter posts every day, just talk about whatever I want to talk about. Definitely don't feel like you have to, but people were asking me like, hey, what's this? I have to subscribe to unlock. That's all it is. You're not missing out on too much, but Twitter subscribers. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I just know that people randomly signed up and I didn't have a plan, and now I'm creating a plan. That's how it works, right? Yeah, exactly. 40 touchdowns, game over. Colored shield visor. Oh, yeah. Didn't they get rid of those because they're lame? Jake, you got to play the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom whenever you get a chance. Fire. Yeah, so Darius, I finally got Breath of the Wild, but I haven't really been able to play it. I feel like I'm kind of out of the Switch right now. I'm trying to get back into it, but I've just really all I do is play Pokemon Go and work. That's my life. At least I can justify Pokemon Go, though, because I'm out and about and, like, promotes being on the go and exercising and, all that. It's getting to be that time, folks. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm going to be going live in an hour or so. So if you guys want to watch, I'm going to be gaming. I'm going to be playing some I almost said Lord of the Rings. That's not what I'm going to be playing. Definitely not going to be playing that Gollum game. Anyone see that? You have Lord of the Rings, okay? You got like this crazy IP. You just came out with an Amazon show that some people don't like. But dear God, what possessed you when you have the IP? You have control. You can make whatever you want. And you're like, you know what we should do? Do you know what we should do? We should make a game that you play as Gollum. Like, I'd rather have a game where I play as Gollum in Pokemon, where I literally am just the angry golf ball dude. Geodude, Graveler, Gollum, you know who I'm talking about? I would rather play a game with that. I'd rather play a game as Gollum. And it's a 2D experience where it's like Mario, the old school, Donkey Kong, whatever. That's what I'd rather do. The Gollum game is one of the dumbest ideas I've ever seen. And I'm like, these guys, like, you have control of this giant ass IP and you're going to make a Gollum game? I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know what to say. The Heat won? I'm not watching, but it's 102 to 100, 2.1 left to go. You think... All right, let's put on the Spectrum app. I'm going to put it on the iPad. And it's a commercial because, of course, it's a commercial. That's a 3. That's not even close. That's also not a foul either. That's a bad call, man. Oh, no, never mind. It is. I see it. He hit him. He hit him in the face. Can you imagine losing on that? That'd be brutal. I mean, Jimmy Butler still has to make all 3 of these to take the lead. If he makes 2, they tie. If he misses 2 of them, they lose. In all likelihood. All right, let's see what happens here. Yes, Alex. Jedi Survivor time. Not right this second. It'll be in an hour. Butler hits 1. They're down 102, 101. This is crazy. Butler hits 2. It's tied. They can take the lead. All right, let's see. Jimmy buckets. It's 103, 102 with 3 seconds to go. Boston is going to get 1 shot. Oh, man. They're dragging this out, though. And it's a full timeout. I'll give them that. Yeah, no, I feel that. I loved it. But you guys know what it is. I'm not a true gaming channel, as you guys know. So I'll be playing on the easiest difficulty just so I can just breeze through the game while talking with you guys and interacting. Let's see what happens here. Oh my God. Wow. How do you allow that? How do you allow that? Oh my God, man. Game 7. They can actually make history. That's pathetic, though. That is pathetic on their part. Not boxing him out. You can't just let Derek White, he inbounded the ball. Look at this. How on earth do you, oh my God. Adebayo's boxing a guy out that even if he got the ball, he wouldn't have had enough time to get it back up there. That's bad. That's bad. Boston is one game away from making unprecedented history. I mean, we're talking about 150 teams are when down 3-0. Wow. Good God. How do you not box out Derek White there? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, folks. Don't know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. Oh no, they got him. That's funny. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me. I will be live in about an hour or so. We're going to go live. We're going to play Jedi Fallen Order or not Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, the new one. And just have a fun time hanging out. So if you guys are down for that, just give me an hour. I need to eat. And yeah, that'll do it. I'll see you guys soon. If I don't see you then, I'll see you tomorrow in some capacity. Because I'll go live tomorrow. Keep this live streak going. Although it'll end when we get to Tuesday, Wednesday with Paramore. But you get the point. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the flip. Do you need some energy to get through the day without relying on coffee? I got just the thing for you. It's called Neuro, and I'm partnering up with them for today's video. Neuro has gum and mints to energize, calm, and focus when you need it. They were developed by former athletes who were training at the highest level and simply didn't want to take any mysterious supplements or energy drinks when studying, training, or even going out. Instead of something sugary and ineffective, they wanted to create clean and balanced energy that could be taken anytime and anywhere. Their energy and focus formula is specially formulated with natural caffeine, theanine, and B vitamins to sustain the mental endurance necessary to maintain your focus. Their calm and clarity formula is expertly developed with GABA, vitamin D3, and L-theanine to optimize composure and clarity of mind. Their health and vitality formula is specially infused with life-enhancing, immune-boosting vitamins to help strengthen and support your body. What makes Neuro different? Neuro's gone through dozens of formulations, process, and tests to ensure that each gum and mint they make delivers on their promise of getting you in the right state at the right time. Unlike other heat-extruded gum and mints, Neuro's products are created using cold compression technology, which maintains each ingredient's bioavailability. Neuro is a clean boost of energy without the jitters of coffee or an energy drink. With so many challenges and demands, it can be really hard to stay focused, and Neuro does a great job of keeping you calm, cool, and collected. Stress, fatigue, lack of focus can all impact decision-making abilities. Recently, I had been feeling sluggish and have been distracted with everything going on in my life. These Neuro mints, however, have allowed me to stay on task and have stayed calm, cool, collected, as well as alert, and I've been able to change my approach and focus on the task at hand. Go to my sponsor link now down below, tryneurogum.com/JKB to enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.